Hi everyone, we are from Group 5A and we will be presenting about public participation in waste recycling in Malaysia. To begin with, solid waste is a major environmental challenge for Malaysia, with waste increasing due to population growth, urbanization, and also industrialization. Households contribute nearly 60% of total solid waste, with food or kitchen waste being the largest component. The ecological modernization theory highlights the role of society, especially households, in addressing environmental issues through daily consumption and production practices. Households, as consumers, taxpayers, and decision makers, significantly influence sustainable waste management. Public awareness supported by collaboration between governments, private sectors, and NGOs are also needed to improve waste management.
First, this horizontal bar graphs highlights the primary sources of information about recycling programs and their relative effectiveness. It reveals that TV and mass communication are the most significant sources, with a frequency of 172 far surpassing all other channels. This indicates the dominant role of television and mass media in spreading awareness about recycling programs, making them the most effective tools for outreach. Local authorities, with a frequency of 12, represent the second most utilized source of information. Although their impact is much smaller compared to TV and mass communication, they still play an important role in providing recycling-related information. On the other hand, newspapers and friends, each with a frequency of 2, are the least relied upon sources. This suggests that interpersonal communication and print media have minimal influence on public awareness regarding recycling. Overall, the graph demonstrates a heavy reliance on TV and mass communication for promoting recycling programs. While these channels are effective, the limited contribution from other sources highlights an opportunity to diversify communication strategies to enhance awareness and participation in recycling initiatives.
Next, we will move on to the reasons for recycling of solid waste among households in Malaysia. The pie chart provides an insightful breakdown of the key reasons on why Malaysian households engage in recycling. The majority of households, which is 38%, cite saving landfill space as the main reason for recycling. This indicates that significant public awareness of the growing landfill problem and its environmental impact. A considerable portion of respondents, which is 20%, are motivated by a sense of responsibility for the environment and future generations. This showcases that environmental education and advocacy efforts are having a tangible impact on people's recycling habits. About 15% of the respondents attribute their recycling habits to the availability of good recycling facilities. This shows the importance of infrastructure in enabling and encouraging recycling practices. Another 12% of households are driven by monetary rewards or other incentives. This shows that financial or tangible benefits remain effective in promoting recycling behaviors. A smaller but notable 10% of households recycle to save space in their waste bins. This reflects the practical, everyday benefits of recycling, especially in urban households with limited storage space. Lastly, 5% of households cite their own awareness of the importance of recycling as the reason. While the smallest category, it is significant as it reflects individual responsibility and knowledge.
Now I will briefly discuss why households in Malaysia do not participate in recycling. So let's take a look at this pie chart. The largest segment, 43%, shows that the most common reason for non-recycling is that facilities are too far away or inadequate. This highlights a major accessibility issue. If recycling isn't convenient, people are less likely to do it. The second largest portion, 24%, represent households that are simply not interested in recycling. This suggests that awareness and motivation might be areas that need more attention. We can see that 16% of the respondents do not recycling because there is no financial reward or incentive. This shows that extrinsic motivators like rebates or rewards could potentially increase participation. 7% points to a lack of information or insufficient knowledge about recycling, while 5% cite storage or handling problems. This highlights practical difficulty. Interestingly, 3% of households said they never really thought about recycling, and 2 other percent listed other reasons. So, in summary, the chart shows that distance, lack of interest, and lack of incentives are the main barriers. Addressing this through better infrastructure, education, and motivation could significantly improve recycling participation.
And this part is about householders' behavior knowledge regarding municipal solid waste. In this image, we can find out 2 points. The first one is the public size of recycling is in place, because there are 81% people they know recycling program, and 16% people they know collection point. And it means that most of people they know that they should attach great importance of recycling. The second point is the practice is difficult for Republic because most of the people they don't want to do it. For example, there are 17 people they not sure and they don't use environmental production, and there are nearly 18% people they not sure and they don't want to use they don't want to participate in recycling. And the worst is about recycled paper and plastic. There are nearly 85% of people they're not sure and they are don't willing to do it. So it means that lots of people they just know the recycling program and they are not want to do it. It's not a good thing for recycling program and the environmental in Malaysia.
This is some data and graph regarding attitudes toward waste sorting and the source among households in Malaysia. So the first one is sorting waste into wet and dry fraction. Only 6% of respondents always sort their waste into wet and dry fraction at home. 50% of respondents sort waste occasionally. And a significant 44% of respondents never sort their waste. As for the second one, difficulty of sorting system, only 10% find the sorting system easy to practice at home. A large majority, 80%, find it difficult to practice, and only 2% of respondents believe the system is impossible to follow. Last but not least, satisfaction with information on sorting. 50% are satisfied with the information provided about sorting system. 35% are dissatisfied with the information, and 50% are unaware or uncertain about the information on sorting system. So, to sum up, many people don't sort their waste often because they find it too challenging. A large number don't understand the system, and only a small group is satisfied with the information they receive. This highlights the importance of creating simple system and providing better education to encourage proper waste sorting.
Let's talk about the method of the disposal among the household in Malaysia. Let's look at the pie chart from a clockwise perspective. So the first sky blue part is pillows in front of my house. It takes 11% in the pie chart. So the second gray part is putting a plastic bag placed in front of my house. It takes 11% in the pie chart. The third green part is burning. It takes 13% in the pie chart. The fourth part is disposed in a public dustbin from a private source. It takes 23% in the pie chart. The fifth yellow part is disposed in my own dustbin. It takes 39%. The last purple is others and it takes 3% in the pie chart. As a conclusion, the result from the survey among households show less concern to contribute in recycling activities. Some of the factors are lack of facilities provided by the local authorities, such as recycling bins, inconvenient location of recycling centers, and limited public knowledge. This shows that the whole system of solid waste management is still weak and fragmented. Therefore, three important roles in sustainable waste management are firstly, the government. The government must adopt flexible policies, enhance infrastructure, and foster collaboration with private sectors and NGOs. Next is public engagement, as citizen participation in waste management can drive environmental improvements. Lastly, civic education plays a key role in empowering individuals and communities to contribute to sustainable practices and address environmental challenges effectively. That's all from our group. Thank you.